lovelies. It's been a little while, but what better time to come back than with Sara Scraps' annual September school hop. And I know I say this every year, we don't start school in September. Our school year runs with the calendar year, and in fact Mac's been in his final year. He's just started his third term break, and when he goes back in 3 weeks' time, he'll only have a few more weeks left, and then the year 12s are sort of preparing for their final exams and assessments. So half finished layout, you might ask? Well, the theme, as you can probably guess from the thumbnail, of Sara's hop is the cool kid just walked in, and I had a few different stories and some fit better than others, and then I accidentally found this layout, and I had started it in April of 2020 with my For the Love of Homemade Kits kit, and I left it at this point because I had to really police remote learning. We had started out one of our lockdowns and it did not go so well, let's just say. Not only did I have a half-finished layout, but I was feeling a little bit nostalgic with it being close to the end of Max's schooling. I thought, what better time than to do, or should I say finish, a layout that comes at the very beginning of his schooling. Now this isn't even his first year of school, this is his first year of preschool. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the footage from 2.5 years ago of the process so far, and then come back in with finishing off the embellies and doing the journaling and all that kind of thing. And after that, I'm going to tell you about not one, but 2 giveaways that I have happening for this particular hop. Here's how this layout started. Hello lovelies, so I'm fashionably late as always with my second, actually no, it's the first. I should be bringing you probably the second or third video for my April For the Love of Homemade Kits, but it is what it is. I'm not 100% sure of where I'm going with this, as always. Anyway, my layout is going to be based, as the last few have, on Shimelle's current class, which is Start With a Sketch. And I can't actually remember. No, I do remember. I think this one is based on the little taste test of Start With a Sketch that Shimelle gave to her level up students. So the sketch and the 3 interpretations are going to be found in the level up class folder, not in the Start With a Sketch one. So that's what this one's going to be from. Now, I think I put my photos in here, because if I didn't, I don't really know where they are, which is going to be interesting. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is bring in something that wasn't in my kit to begin with. Sorry, not sorry. Because I needed dinosaurs, and there aren't too many layouts where you can use dinosaurs. And these pictures are from his first day of preschool, and obviously dinosaurs are a natural choice. Why? Because the story is largely about this t-shirt, because it's got a dinosaur t-shirt. The uniform shop was out of the regulation t-shirts for the preschool kids. So he's got the proper trousers, the shorts and the hat, because the preschool or kindergarten kids, so they go into age 4. That's not officially the start of school, but we sort of called it school. 4-year-old preschool or kindergarten is not compulsory as far as I'm aware, but they all have to start school the following year, which we call prep. So because his school had an attached preschool / kindergarten, we thought, oh great, he can stay in the same school for his entire education. That's a whole nother kettle of fish, which we won't go into right now. So for his school album, I like to incorporate the colours of the school, and in this particular case, like I said, it's navy, burgundy, which is not that common, and light blue. So you can see why I thought about this paper. It's kind of youthful and fun. Sorry about the glare. And it does have the burgundy. And for some reason, this wood grain that I intended as one of my backgrounds was just talking to me. And there is a little bit of a craft happening in the actual paper. So, but I think it was the outdoorsy nature and the park behind him that made me think of the wood grain. The photos are supposed to be 3x4, except they started off as 4x6. And I'm not sure where the original ones are saved. We do have them saved somewhere, but I had already pre-printed them years ago and had them just sitting and waiting to be scrapbooked. So it's not like I could reprint them easily again at 3x4. So I'm running with what I've got. The only issue I had was this one. I couldn't trim down completely. Width-wise, it's 3 inches, but it's just a little bit taller than the other two. So I'm going to put that in the middle and maybe give it extra matting and just run with that. So yeah, look at him. Look how happy and cute he looks. Poor kid has no idea what is in store for him. So I am going to be brave and I am going to cut into this really nice Candy Trail wood grain. Pretty sure I've got more. The best bit is, look, the branding strips perforated like they used to be back in the day. That's so fun. It's still got the pattern on the other side, but it makes it so much easier. Am I going to want ink? Yeah, I think I will want ink because these papers are slightly distressed. I've cut this one to 8x8 and it's sort of, I don't want to cover up too much of this background paper, but then I want a reasonably decent size of this one. So I'm hoping that that is going to be a reasonable compromise because I really don't want to pull out another sheet from my stash and start chopping that up. I can go smaller, but I can't go bigger. I'm not going to put it smack bang in the center because the sketch has the photos down there. As instead of like a title with thickers or whatever, it has a card. It's from Go Now Go, and yes, it's a suitcase, but it is slightly reminiscent in shape and style of the lunch satchel that he had that year. And Let's Go is obviously perfect for these photos because he's standing at the car. We're literally about to get in and go, but you know, Scrapbooker mum has to get the obligatory photos. I've changed the camera settings just a little bit, so the lighting is so much better, but I'm just hoping that it's not going to be grainy as a result. Walnut stain for the inking. I find that it's quite a nice compromise between black and brown. So I'm going to ink up this paper and this one, and probably this because I'm almost certainly going to use that, and then figure out the dinosaur die cuts and all the other little bits. So it would be quite nice to journal on this with white pen, which is reminiscent of a chalkboard, and granted in preschool they don't do a whole lot of learning numbers and letters, although his preschool being attached to an actual, you know, prep to year 12 school, they do a little bit more of that than most, but it is largely about play. So maybe some arts and crafts stuff from box of crayons will work too. So I think I want this around about like that, so it's not, doesn't look like I accidentally aimed for the center and missed. This is supposed to sit somewhat like this, which makes me think that that's very low down the page for my liking. Yes, I want to leave room for an embellishment at the top, but there's low and there's really low. Because that one has to go lower than all the rest. Yeah, alright, that'll do. I've gone through my little baggie of embellishments and pulled out a bunch of dinosaurs, and there were some crayons and arty sort of things from Box of Crayons, and from Glitter Girl there was some affirmational sort of stuff that might work. I'm not sure if they're both from Glitter Girl, maybe one is and one isn't, but they pick up on the lighter wood grain, and then if I want to bring in the easel and all that stuff. Sticker sheet from Field Trip, and there's some sort of, this is from that collection, and these are some slightly school themed ones, and that's from the boy version. That's got some pencils, bits and pieces, so I don't know. I definitely want to use these two things. This I'll probably trim down and maybe use down here. this I could put up there, and then obviously have something bigger. Maybe this one would be good. I wanted that biggest dinosaur here, the Humi Raw. So somehow I'll make that work together, even if I have to cut around it or tuck it, you know, something. This is good in that it brings in that silver again. So I can just put that up the, oh, maybe something like that up the side. That's not officially part of the sketch, but it just brings in some contrast, doesn't it? Okay, coming back in, I had this sticker book and these stickers sitting on the shelf next to me. Now I know there was 1, 2, 3. Hang on, I've got a picture on my phone. Okay, the Genius goes here. This one has 2. Okay, imagine, and let's do this. Wow, these are covered with dust. Is that any wonder? Don't know how I wanted that Imagine one. That's going to need some ink for sure. And this Wonder goes down here. Now, there was an Awesome with the silver, which I could not find, sadly. But I did pull out some die cuts. I found the crayons that I was going to use. I thought I could use one of these numbers because he's 4, either one of the bigger or smaller ones, whatever seems to work the best. Wouldn't mind to bring in a bit of green, but I don't have any of this kind of green. I've got this kind of green, and I might have to go with this light blue and just cut I thought cut off the one or cover the one. What I did like the look of is to fussy cut this a bit better, because this Learn is not too bad a match with this one, and sort of I could put it somehow. Okay, I'm going to fussy cut that and then I will see what that looks like. Alright, I not only have cut out that bit, but I've also inked up everything that I might use. Pulled out a few stickers, knee highs and bow ties by Basic Grey that the background paper came from. The photo corners are usually the last thing that ends up being used, but I thought that I could put them, you know, on these 4 edges, I don't know, and obviously somewhere to put the date. Now the crayons, I'll put the yellow one closer to the blue photo mat. You know what, maybe I could put this one on foam just to break up the paper on paper on paper kind of business. Actually, I've still got some of these left. That's a bit better. I think I'll do the biggest things next while we're on the subject of foam, and this might be a spot where these massive foam things might work, because I definitely want this to cast a bit of shadow. Alright, well, it is what it is. Now this, maybe up here, so I'd really like to use it. I'm going to have to... Oh, I quite like that just there. And maybe put the bottom, glue the bottom down and then put foam just on the top. Now, I would like to use these pencils. This one is really worse for wear. What if I put it like this? It looks like the dinosaur's holding it. So it means I can cut off about that much of it. And scatter some green. Maybe I could put this pencil across here. Too hard for now. Okay, if there's a rainbow there, I'd like it ideally here somewhere. That's kind of cute, except of course now that crayon is causing problems. So I knew I shouldn't have stuck it down. Oh, great, now it's tearing the other guy. That's not so bad. Right, if I put this pencil up here, is that easel leg messed up? Yes, it is. Now, this guy, but I don't like this now because that's left this weird little area there. I'm going to put that here. Last thing left is this. I think what I'm going to do is move this, put the date thingy here, and then put that one back. Okay, I definitely need to do the journaling, so I might do that now. Just a few last little bits. I've got some enamel things which I think are important considering pretty much everything else is paper for the crayons. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind emphasizing that silver just a little bit more. It's only in two places, so I've got some of this. This is going to look white, I think, even though it's a light grey. I have this distress spray stain, so I'm going to give this a go. This aside, and I'm going to tell you about the giveaway. So I have two giveaways. I have this to give away. I have two of them. This is the second one. So this is going to be one prize, and I'm also going to give away a 1-month subscription to Sarah's YouTube channel, like the paid part, not the she still does some free YouTube videos, but she's also got some secret special ones for her paid subscribers. So what I would like you to do is go through the hop, and at the very least, if you could subscribe to both Sarah's channel and mine, and feel free to subscribe to anybody else's, because everybody who's hopping along is talented and different in their own way. So You'll get something out of everybody's channel. And also, if you want to leave me a comment on which of the prizes do you want to be entered for, this prize or the other prize, or both is cool, because not everybody's going to find a slightly vintagey looking, slightly more juvenile school collection useful, and I'd like it to go to somebody who can get some use out of it and maybe join us for next year's school hop. So subscribe to Sarah, subscribe to me, and anybody else you would like to, and let me know in the comments to this video which of the two prizes or both would you like to be entered into. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll put some stills at the end as always. And please make sure you hop along to everybody, leave everyone some love. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.